Are good and evil two sides of the same coin? Get God Failed, Ariel Langford's disturbing account of a tortured soul manipulated by good and by evil. God Failed is available everywhere digital books are sold.
She did not find Old Testament and New Testament like all the other Bibles she had ever opened. Just the words, "the truth," in the middle of the page. We're searching for the Demonic Testament, a book written by a demon, and you're coming with us. Hey everybody, Wally here, flying solo this week because Sutton left early this morning to go visit Patricia and show her what the church sent. You know, I was really hoping she would hold off sharing this information with Patricia because, and this is just between you and me, something doesn't quite feel right about the church delivering that package to Sutton on Christmas Eve. It's just, it's not how they do things. And I know from my time as a paranormal investigator that the church just isn't in the habit of revealing its secrets. You know, for me, it's always been about the truth, finding the truth, the absolute truth. And, I don't know, maybe on a grander level, even to right a wrong. But the last few months, you know, lately I've just come to wonder that if maybe truth is just in the eye of the beholder. That maybe truth is, I don't know, maybe there's no such thing as absolute truth. Because, you know, really, if you think about it, eventually lies, or maybe you could call it manipulation, they always become the truth. I mean, you see it everywhere. Religion, politics, which ironically are the two things you're supposed to avoid in casual conversation. Yeah, you know, we still get angry voicemails from the preacher's congregation telling us that they can't believe that we can't see we're being manipulated by Surath. Because they think that they could see something that we can't, because it's always easier to see someone else being manipulated. You can't always see that yourself. But we definitely see it. Of course, we fucking see that we're being manipulated. It's the game. I mean, we know that we're being manipulated. But the question is how? How are we being manipulated? I mean, there's no doubt Surath is a master at manipulation. But the thing that intrigues me is how he does it. You know, the church tells you that the devil, evil, mixes lies with the truth. But you know what? That's not really entirely accurate. I mean, of course, Surath lies. We all do. We do as humans. The church does. But what I found surprising was how Surath uses the truth, or really a perceived truth, to get what he wants. You know, he reinforces those little lies we tell ourselves as the truth. You know, I've been living inside the God Failed book since we got it, looking for anything that can help us understand Surath, because honestly, to understand him helps us figure out where the Demonic Testament is and how to find it. But the last few days, I've been studying Surath's manipulation techniques. And I think the perfect example of Surath's manipulation technique is Madeline and the Lost Bible. From the very beginning, he disguised his actions as the truth, which is the same thing the church does with their book, by the way. But the minute Madeline opened that book, the Lost Bible, she was hooked. Surath used her belief in the church to accomplish something quite brilliant. I have to admit, it's quite brilliant. But he presents this book as a very special Bible, which tells her all the things that she wants to hear, all the things that she needs to do to save her son. And Surath knew that Madeline would follow through with the words inside the book because he planned it. He planned it that way. He knew that once Christian was walled up and forced to think, that the focus would eventually end up on Ariel and how to save her. And Surath knew that with no way out of the cell, that this would eventually lead to suicide, which would obviously allow him then to take the boy's soul. And after years of battling Alec, he knew that the guardian angel had to play by certain rules, and with this plan in place, he basically won before he even took possession of the soul. Because in order to manipulate, you have to be clever. And let's be honest, Surath is clever as fuck. And, maybe this is why I don't believe that the church actually sent the package. The church is clever, but they're not that clever. And, I think that Surath wanted Sutton to have this information. I think, honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I haven't quite figured out what's to be gained from this. I've been following all the possible rabbit holes, but I just can't come up with anything that makes any sense. But like I said earlier, this is just between you and me because I haven't told Sutton about any of this yet, so I really hope she doesn't listen to this. But I've got to call into a contact that I have at the church because I want to see if the church is responsible for the package and if the contents of that package are legit. And we should know soon. But if I'm right, things are about to heat up.
This episode may be over, but don't miss what happens next. Follow A Walk in Darkness on Instagram or Twitter for the latest developments in the investigation.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.